The $1,000 prepaid debit card for Social Security, retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, and Medicare beneficiaries. We have a lot of important information that we need to cover in this video. Let's get into it right away. But really quickly, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as my guarantee and my promise to you is that I'll continue to be here for you, bringing you all the latest updates and helping you out in any way that I can. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let's get into it and talk about these $1,000 prepaid debit cards that were recently announced by senior Senate Democrats. All right, so just a couple days ago, I was out in a separate video talking about the latest updates on these cards. However, as a result of that video, I've had numerous questions down in the comments section asking me various things about these cards. Therefore, I want to go through those very important questions with you in this video because many of you have been reaching out asking, and I want to cover those for you right here. Now, one more thing before we get into the questions and answers. I just have to say this much. These cards are still relatively new. Like I said, they were only announced about a month or month and a half ago. Therefore, we don't have all the answers on them quite yet. But as we do get more information, of course, I'll continue to keep you updated, as that is my guarantee and my promise to you. All right, so with that being said, I will do my best to answer the questions that we do have from the comment section in that video. And of course, I'll do my best here. So let's get into these right away. All right, so one question that I saw come up multiple different times on that video was, can you use this $1,000 card for other expenses like groceries, food, gas in your car, or basically anything else? With that, I'm going to say probably not. The reason for that is they have specifically identified these $1,000 cards as vouchers to pay for things like hearing, dental, vision. Those are kind of the examples that they gave until they can actually officially expand Medicare into the next stimulus package. Now remember, in the next stimulus package, they want to expand Medicare to include hearing, dental, and vision. So that's the whole purpose behind these cards. It's to help bridge that gap until that coverage is actually in there. So one more thing I think a lot of us are probably scratching our heads about right now is saying, well, they want to implement hearing, dental, and vision over the course of many, many years. So shouldn't they be sending out a $1,000 card every year until all these benefits are actually included? Yeah, good point. I totally agree with that, right? So yeah, anyway, that's one of the major questions I saw. Next I saw was, can this card be used on prescription items? That's a really good question. I'm going to say this much. That's kind of a gray area. The reason I say that is they did not say yes and they did not say no. So I'm going to say it's kind of a gray area, and I'm going to put that maybe on the burner for a minute and just say, let's hold on to that question for another minute until we get further information on these cards. We don't have a specific answer for you right now, but I wanted to address that because I did see that multiple different times on that previous video. And I'm going to say, in my opinion, that pretty much does fall into the medical expense category, right? So therefore, you would think it would probably be covered with these cards, right? So again, stick with me on that. As we get more information, I will let you know for sure. All right, another question that I saw was, will this $1,000 be loaded onto your Direct Express card? That's a really good question. Here's what I'm going to say about that. I'm going to say probably no. The reason for that is this is going to be a separate prepaid debit card based on the information that we've been finding. It looks like it's going to be a dedicated prepaid debit card that would probably arrive to you in your mailbox, and it would be loaded with $1,000. You probably activate the card, and then you use the card, and once the $1,000 is spent, that's it. It's gone, right? So that's how that would go. And another thing, too, is if it was loaded onto your Direct Express card, we all know you could go and spend it on whatever you want. Going back to our original question, which was, can it be used for food, groceries, gas, or basically anything else? Again, probably not. So, again, that's what it looks like, is it's going to be this own independent prepaid debit card, right? So hope that answers your question right there. Another question that I did see come up a number of times, and this is a pretty creative one. I like this. The question was, can we sell the card? I like it. Can you sell the card? I'm going to go ahead and say probably not, okay? I mean, realistically, you can probably do just about anything, right? You can probably do anything, but I'm going to say ethically and probably legally, I'm going to say probably not on that one, okay? Again, I cannot tell you what to do. I'm not saying yes you can, no you can't, things like that. I'm just saying ethically, probably not, right? If the card is being sent to you, it's probably supposed to be used by you. But at the same time, there's always a way to do something. Again, I'm not telling yes or no. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't, whatever. I'm just simply saying ethically, and the card, if it's sent to you, you should probably, it's supposed to be used by you, I guess, right? All right, so that's another question. One more that I saw multiple different times. And again, please just remember, I am the messenger. I am not the guy who makes up the rules. If I made up the rules, we wouldn't have to be having these conversations every single day about stimulus checks, raises to benefits, these $1,000 prepaid cards. We wouldn't have to have all these conversations about getting relief to the people, basically begging Congress to help us out. Trust me, if I was the rule maker, we'd be living high and dry right now. Our lives would be very, very different. Trust me on that one. But I am not the rule maker. I wish I was. But anyway, the question being, and again, please remember, I'm just the messenger. All right, the reason I have to say that is because this next question is probably going to be a little bit controversial, and trust me, it is a controversial one. So I saw many people asking, what about SSI, Supplemental Security Income, and Medicaid? Now, here's what I found. I did more research on this, and it looks like these $1,000 prepaid cards are probably going to specifically Medicare beneficiaries, right? So I did not see anything in there about going out to Medicaid as well. So again, please don't be upset with me. I'm just the guy bringing you the information. So I did not see anything about these cards also being sent to Medicaid. However, remember one thing too, these cards are still relatively new. They were only announced a few weeks ago, right? Maybe a month and a half. I honestly don't remember the exact date, but it was not that long ago that they came out with this whole great idea about these $1,000 prepaid voucher cards. So we don't have all the answers yet. Obviously, right? As you can probably tell, we don't have all the answers. Maybe within the Medicare statement, they also meant Medicare and Medicaid. I'm not really sure. They did not specify specifically. They basically just said senior Senate Democrats are exploring this idea of sending out between a $600 and $1,000 prepaid debit card for Medicare benefits in 2022. Now, that was the initial statement that they made when they first made this announcement. And then shortly thereafter, Bernie Sanders was out with a statement basically saying, let's just make it $1,000, right? And then a few days ago, I had Corey come out with that article from the statements out of Bernie Sanders and talking about these prepaid debit cards, right? So that is pretty much the information that we know as of right now. They haven't really mentioned anything about these things in quite a while yet, right? So there's still a lot of unanswered questions at this time, but based on your questions down below, this is what we know. There's one more question that I want to hit on, and I did see this pop up a couple times. All right, so there's one person in particular who I remember his name, Bruce. I hope you're watching this, Bruce. So if your name is Bruce, listen, this might be for you. But anyway, this probably pertains to other people as well. I just remember Bruce's name specifically. But Bruce said, I have my insurance plan, and they're going to be sending me a $100 prepaid debit card, from his insurance plan or, his insurance coverage. They're going to be sending him this card. He said, will this $1,000 prepaid debit card interfere with the $120 card, or will it replace it? My answer to that would be no. It should not replace your card from your insurance plan. The reason for that is it's two different entities that are sending the cards. The $120 card is coming from your health insurance plan. Meanwhile, this $1,000 card should be coming from the federal government, right? Or an entity of the federal government. Maybe it's Medicare and Medicaid services. Maybe it's straight up the federal government. I'm not really sure where the card's going to come from. It's probably going to come from somewhere specifically, but it's two different entities that are actually issuing these cards, if that makes sense, right? So the one is from your healthcare plan and the other one is from the government, right? So hope that makes sense. But anyway, these are some of the main questions that I saw on that video from just a couple days ago. So if you want, feel free to go back and watch that video. If you didn't see it yet, there's all of the details on this $1,000 prepaid debit card that was announced out of senior Senate Democrats not that long ago. Feel free to check that video out. It was just not that many videos back. You can go back and scroll through and find that one. It's titled something like Update $1,000 prepaid debit card for Social Security, SSDI, and I think Medicare. That should be the title on that. But otherwise, I will continue watching this very closely. As we do get more information, I will continue to bring that back to you, as that is my guarantee and my promise to you to be here to help you out in any way that I can each and every day, as information continues to change very rapidly as they continue working their way through these stimulus packages and everything else that Congress is working on right now, right? So, again, thanks again for your support. support. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate you believing in me, and just remember, I'm here to help out in any way that I can. Enjoy your day. I'll catch you again later, and I really hope that this helps you out. Leave your comments or questions down below. If I need to come back with another follow-up video, of course, I can absolutely do that. Enjoy. I'll catch you again later. Thank you.